Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it, and we water the grass here.
Tell us what it was like being at the dunk last night.
That was the most chaotic environment I've ever been in my life.
Friar Town is Title Town tonight.
Here's Pip, guarded by Gillespie. Steps back, spins, fires. Woo! Pip gets.
Who run shit like me? Top 5 basically. I still play for keeps. Ain't no fantasy. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen from all across the world, welcome back to Divine Providence. This is Season 2, Episode 7. We are coming off a win against University of Pennsylvania last night. The team played a very complete game, from the first minute to the last. Finally felt like a full performance. So we're going to talk about that. We'll also kind of backtrack a little bit, talk about Mohegan, the reception there, the game there. A lot happened in that game, and we'll also preview Colorado a little bit. Mac, let's start with you. How are we feeling today?
Friar. It felt good to get back in the win column. Got to see some Penn minutes last night. Gave the crowd what they wanted. Little Jaylin Harrell minutes. That was awesome to see. Some bright spots, but obviously some glaring issues that we're going to end up talking about today. But all things considered, good to get back in the win column.
Yeah, I mean, the boys are putting the ball in the hoop. It's as simple as that. They're putting up points. It's a great thing to see. We're going to break it down. I think, on the defensive end, I think we could definitely clean some stuff up. But, 106-81 against, an Ivy League team in Penn. You can't hate it. Looked like another good turnout last night. I wasn't able to be there, unfortunately, last night. But like you said, Matt, good to get back in the win column.
Definitely, for sure. Also, real quick, just want to give a shout out to all of our listeners in Estonia. We were crunching the numbers, doing a little number crunching last night. Jesus, hell, Maggie. And we had a lot of YouTube views from Estonia from the last episode. So just really thrilled about that. The Friars are officially a worldwide brand.
Well said. We said last episode, we are the official college basketball podcast of Estonia. I did a little research. I can now point out Estonia on a map. It is just south of Finland and
Nice.
just north of Latvia, which I believe is where Kristaps Porzingis is from. Did you know? I believe there's only been 2 players ever to play in the NBA from Estonia. Most notably, Martin Mursep. I think he played in the 90s. So who's to say in a couple years we're not saying Stefan Vaaks is the biggest Estonian basketball player in history?
He's water. It's as simple as that. Like step back, dribble drive. He did the dribble drive, step back, turn around, like in the corner, fall away, like this kid's a baller, man. This kid's an absolute baller. We spoke a little bit. I'm going to sound like a broken record here with some of his defense on the other end, but that's fine. It's still early. We can work on it. But he can put the ball in the cup. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and Mac, I'm a little disappointed. You mentioned Tingis Pingus, right, which is great, Latvia, but we have a Latvian player on the team, and he played last night. So you kind of fumbled the bag a little bit there, and I know people are probably yelling at their TVs right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to correct you, but
yeah, no, that's 100% on me. I had assumed that Pinnis was Lithuanian, which is just south of Latvia, but yes, Patriots Pinnis, Latvian descent.
Yes.
So that's a big hand up moment 3 minutes into the episode.
Right.
Everybody's gotten in the game now on the team, besides Rich, who's dealing with an injury. But Jack Williams got in the game last night. Harrell had a couple of really nice threes. He had the and 1 3, which was awesome to see. His teammates were really excited about that. Juke, they call him. And Pinnis got some minutes as well. So it was good to see everybody is finally able to log some minutes for this team. Definitely.
Harrell, man, you got to love that first college basketball points of his career is a 4-point play. So, that's just splendid last night. That was beautiful.
And another nice one from the corner too. He's got a nice shot. That's Boston's own.
That 4-point play, Harrell had the ball on the wing originally, kicked it back to Floyd, and you could visibly see Corey Floyd look at him like almost like, "What are you doing? Like shoot it," almost like build up your confidence a little bit, take that shot, kicked it right back to Harrell, and won 3 first collegiate points. He's going to be a great 4-year Friar, I think. That's like, I'm very excited to see his development. Obviously a shooting specialist, but I'm excited to see, what his future in Friartown looks like.
We get a lot of these sharpshooters from Boston. AJ Reeves
Mm-hmm.
as well. Harrell. I was saying, like, if the guys are having an off shooting night down the road, bring him in, draw him up a play, and see if he can get hot. Like, I know there's a lot of minutes to be had, and it's tough getting guys in and out as is. But I mean, if he's going to put the ball in the hole, I mean, gonna have to see what he can do.
Sometimes it's good. I was just gonna say, to get the lid off the basket. Harrell, I feel like, can do that. I think he wants to be here too. So when you're talking about 4-year Friar, definitely, like, he seems like he loves being a Friar.
Yeah, 100%. We hosted a Spaces about a week ago now, right before the Virginia Tech game, and there was a lot of talk about red shirts. Are we going to see any red shirts? Mike, you had mentioned there's a lot of minutes to go around, a lot of mouths to feed. I'm not sure if Harrell is in that conversation anymore. Rich Barron's battling an injury, so like maybe Harrell needs to step up and he'll play some spot minutes here and there. But it was again just awesome to see, our 2 freshmen get in there and log some minutes.
Yeah. We had a lot of freshmen on the floor last night. I mean, technically, I don't know Patriots' age. I'm not sure how old he is. And Vaaks is a little bit older than your traditional freshman, but yeah, I mean, it's a young team, really young team.
And all of the freshmen, I mean, Pinnis is still getting acclimated. Everyone's contributing. And to see Jones and Vaaks continue to step up night after night, it's just a great feeling.
We got sorry, Matt, go ahead.
I was just going to say, to see, like you said, Jones and Vaaks have been kind of the topic of conversation since the season started. Mike, we were talking on air, or before we got on air, about Osmond's efficiency so far. Mila got the start last night. You're seeing a lot of these underclassmen that Kim has handpicked since they were in high school kind of start to find their form, and it's really cool to see, and exciting to think about the future of what these guys have in store.
Yeah, and speaking about Oswin, I was just going through the team stats through the first 3 games, and I was looking at Oswin. He hasn't missed a single shot yet. He is 9 for 9 from the field, and he's 5 for 5 from the free throw line. So nothing that Oswin has shot has missed the basket. It's 9 for 9, 5 for 5. It's not that high of a number, but still, like, he puts the ball in the hole. And we talked about, maybe even working the ball down to him a little bit more going forward.
Definitely. I mean, if you can get it to him in the circle, that's 2 points, right? I mean, it's not easy. Much easier said than done. But a lot has been talked about over the past 2 weeks about, value, right? Instantaneously, when you watch this team, you can see who has the talent, right? And who can score and who can do things on a basketball court that a lot of guys can't. Jaylin Sellers, Jason Edwards, Stefan Vaaks. But when you talk about value, right? I mean, I think it starts and ends with Oswin as the most valuable player on this team. And I think those, stats probably reinforce that. Also, what Corey Floyd was able to bring last night. I mean, here's a guy that can do everything on a basketball court. And he's going to be the glue. Now, I think that a lot of people maybe have talked about Corey Floyd maybe taking a little bit of a lesser role, especially with the emergence of Vaaks and Jamir. But I think that they're going to really, if they want to be good in Big East play, Corey Floyd has to be a major part of this team, doing everything like he can. So, value-wise, Oswin and Corey Floyd, those are your guys.
And a really good test coming up here against Colorado, and we'll get into it in a little bit, but he's going up against a 7-footer and Bangot Doc.
Hell of a name.
Yeah, unbelievable name. 7-footer. He's averaging 10 and 9, so his numbers aren't really crazy, not really jumping off the page, but I mean, he's a specimen, 7 foot, 203. So it'll be interesting to see Oswin go up against another big like that.
there was a highlight reel of what's the pronunciation? Bangot Doc?
I think Bangot Dak.
Okay. There was a highlight reel of his going around, and he looked like a friggin' demigod. I think I did a little bit of number 2 when I was watching that that highlight reel. I'm like, oh, we're going up against this guy this weekend. But yeah, dude, he looks like Victor Wembanyama taking the ball, 94 feet by himself. He's 7 feet tall. He's acrobatic shit getting through the lane over guards. But then, shout out, I was scrolling through Twitter the other day or today. Shout out friend of the program, Kim Spanglish, who basically posted his stat lines. I was like, okay, I feel a little bit more at ease.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like this demigod like Neoklis Avdalas putting up like 30 and 10. But still, matchup nightmare.
Avdalas put up, like 9 points coming into the game against us, and then he went viral, like 3 million views on Twitter of his highlight reel. Like, this dude's like a borderline household name in college basketball because of how he played against us. I'm so sick of demons, man. Like, get me away from demons. I don't want to watch a 7'1" dude who can dribble, pass, shoot, fucking dunk from the free throw line. Like, in my day, if you were 7 feet, you could play 19 minutes a game and you could fucking dunk the ball, stand under there, and you could block some shots. Now you got these fucking Wembanyama demons just running rampant, and it's obscene. And I'm not saying that's Avdalas, but this kid from Colorado is one of those demons. And it's frightening. It is frightening to play against someone like that.
They have 5 guys in there averaging double figures, so they're not supposed to be a great team, but they got guys who can put the ball in the cup. So the defense is going to have to be, early and often here on Friday. And again, that's a long flight too. Let's not forget the travel aspect of this whole thing as well.
Yep. This is another team that likes to play fast. I don't have the stats right in front of me, but this Colorado team likes to play fast. They've played I think they've only had bye games up to this point. So I think we are the biggest matchup on their non-conference schedule. But Eastern Washington, they went to overtime with, like, I feel like very similar profile to the Friars, where it's all offense and you pray you get some defense. But this is another team that likes to play fast. I'm trying to find their adjusted tempo. They're the 42nd fastest team in the country. So just like us, we're right in that range. So I think it's going to be a shootout. Listen, in pace?
Yeah, adjusted tempo.
Yeah, adjusted tempo. We are, 66th. Colorado's 42nd. So this is a team that plays faster than us. But it's going to be a track meet. There was some guy that posted a video of, like, he was like a broadcaster, and he's like, me watching this, I forget who was playing, but
yeah,
that's basically, if you're in the building, you're going to get neck pains.
Well, you got to defend. You got to defend, but I think that if we do play Colorado's game of playing fast, then I'm okay with it, because I think we can play that game better. I think we have better players. I think we have more three-point shooters. I think we have a better offensive team. The difference is going to be 50-50 balls, rebounding, schematics, coaching. Like, that's where you're going to win the game. Obviously, I think both teams probably struggle a little bit defensively. So this could be an old-fashioned shootout, Western shootout in Colorado.
Yeah, 9:00 tip for us here in the East Coast. It's also going to be on ESPN Plus, so keep that one in mind. Have you guys ever been to Colorado? You been to Denver? Well, this is in Boulder, but
yeah, this was one that I actually had circled. My girlfriend has a lot of family in Colorado, and I wanted to go, but unfortunately, I will have a wedding. Well, not unfortunately, excited for the wedding. I'm in the wedding. One of my best friends getting married. He's also a big PC fan, so if I'm checking the score and maybe watching a little bit on the phone, it's accepted. So, yeah, but I definitely wanted to go. Colorado's beautiful, man. It's very nice.
Yeah. I haven't been to Boulder, but I did Denver once, and it was outstanding. Beautiful, beautiful city.
Yeah, very nice. Colorado is the altitude gets you though. I will say.
No, you can honestly, you can feel it because we were doing stuff for, I was out there for Nesson and we were running around shooting stuff. And like, I felt like I was thirsty all day, like dry mouth, dehydrated. I was constantly drinking water. I just wasn't used to it.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah. That was the same thing. Dude. I couldn't breathe out of my nose. It was like always just stuffed up, like dry.
Yeah.
And just like constantly breathing through my mouth. So much water. And then the altitude, it's crazy. Like you have a couple beers and you start feeling it.
Yeah.
It's not a myth. It's true.
Well, speaking of a couple of beers, I mean, a couple of beers were had at Mohegan. I think we can say that. And it was a great day besides the ending. It was a great day besides the ending. I had such a great time at the sports book before. We were watching, everyone was up there watching the St. John's game. A bunch of PC fans were there. A couple of buses of students came down from campus. They were shouting out Divine Providence. We get the video up of Lev getting turned up with them. They brought the energy, man. Shout out to those kids who came down on those buses. They were awesome all freaking day. Shout out to them. And it's tough that they couldn't go back home with the win. It was tough for all of us. I mean, Mac ended up standing next to me down the stretch there, and I was just distraught. I was down horrendous.
We talked about the last episode. We talked about the Mike Eamon crash out, and I think I got a glimpse of that. We were down low, and Mike is just going through it, and I'm like pacing back and forth. I felt like his life coach. I'm like, Mike,
you were.
I was like, Mike, we're good, man. Pressure is a privilege. I'm like saying all these cliches. I'm like, these are moments we asked for last year. We would kill to be in this moment last year. Pressure is a privilege. I'm like giving him pep talks, and he's just like hands on his knees, head down, like fuck.
Yeah, I didn't crash out per se, but well, I was filming the Vaaks missed 3. I had an unbelievable view. We were right there. That video would have went crazy viral if he hit that. And then after that, I didn't even yell or anything. I kind of just almost fell to my knees, kind of, and I was just like hands on my knees, and I just had nothing. And then overtime was just like we got cranked in overtime, so that was that. And I walked out of there with my head very low.
Yeah, big shout out to the Coletta family, Dave and Dom.
Huge shout out.
Massive.
Yeah, just unbelievable family. So done so much for the program, done so much for us. Dom Coletta had a kidney transplant, so I talked to him a lot about that. But yes, to go back on what you said, the kids that came on the bus that are wearing in the student section, they wear the the overalls, the checkered overalls, black and white checkered overalls, and the hard hats. Those kids are dedicated and they deserve a lot of praise because, it's nice to have some organization and it's nice to have a really good quality student section. And last night you saw it. I mean, against Penn, they had a really good student section for a game against Penn. So shout out to them. I don't want to switch gears. Mohegan was awesome. I want to talk more about that, but I had to give them, a special shout out.
Yeah, the student section's batting 1,000 this year. We're 3 games in, and for an hour trip to Mohegan and a couple bye games, like the student section's swinging a hot bat, and it's better than I expected. Going into the year.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're bringing the energy, and to see them, recognize the podcast and come up to us and tell us how much that they've been enjoying it. That was cool to see too.
Yeah, that was awesome. Shout out to the students. They're fucking killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I said this on Twitter today, but if anyone that has a hard hat that needs a Divine Providence sticker for their hard hat, reach out. We will find a way to get you a sticker. So, or find us at one of the games. We usually bring them to the games. So Tuesday night, find us, whatever. Let me know. Send us a message. We'll come over to the student section and hook you guys up for sure.
You mentioned demons. Neoklis Avdalas is, and I want this on record and I want this to be abundantly clear, a fucking demon.
Mm-hmm.
Like actual black magic, voodoo, whatever they're feeding him in Greece, he is unreal. I think he's listed at 6'8", 6'9", and Saturday he made Oswin look tiny. Just like standing next to each other. He might be like the Kevin Durant lie about your height so you're not listed as a different position. Like he's probably pushing 7 feet, and his mid-range game and his feel is just unreal. Like that was gross to watch. Actually, I will say it was fun to watch. I hated that it was against PC.
I know, because I would appreciate a player like that, but the fact that it was against us was just a tough pill to swallow. Anytime they needed a bucket, this kid was getting it. I don't care what he had to do to get it, but he was putting the ball in the hole. 33 points, 15 for 23 from the field, 5 for 8 from 3, 6 assists, 2 turnovers. But this kid's just a bucket. He's a walking bucket. He could play in the NBA tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100%.
I don't see any reason why he couldn't, genuinely. Like, I don't know what he would be missing. I mean, he can handle the ball. He can shoot from literally anywhere on the court. You know, he can get to the rim with ease. This kid should be a lottery pick. Honestly, it was a privilege to watch him. And honestly, like, I think that he just had one of those nights where he would not let Virginia Tech lose. And there's a really good chance that, you know, come the Florida game, right? We're talking about the only loss that PC has is to this kid, right? Like, I know everyone was down after the game. I know we let up a lot of points. But bottom line is we got, you know, outplayed by one singular player. That's a fact.
The defense has been obviously a topic of conversation. And Avdalas, one-on-one, it didn't matter who you threw at him. He was beating Jaylin Sellers off the dribble because he's longer. You know, he was beating Duncan Powell off the dribble because he's quicker. He's a demon. Obviously, the defense is a concern, but Avdalas made it look easy the other day.
Yeah, I mean, when you have somebody with that kind of size, there's only so much that we can do. I mean, I know at the beginning, he was kind of having his way. He was kind of just going to the basket. It was a lot of one-on-one. Towards the end, they switched it up a little bit. They put a lot more pressure on him. You know, we've been talking about this kid since August, so I was hoping to see a little bit more of a plan early for him. But again, you know, it's completely different when you're out there and you got a kid that's almost 7 foot, just hitting fadeaway jumpers and threes. Like, there's only so much you can do at that point. So just got to tip our cap to Avdalas, and I am going to be the biggest Virginia Tech fan the rest of the year.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
They're going to be good. I think they're going to be really good. You know, I know they were picked to finish toward the middle of the ACC, but that's just why preseason rankings mean absolutely nothing. I mean, this kid, and the same thing I think goes for PC. Like, if anyone on the planet knew how good Vaaks was, right? I'm not saying that Vaaks is near the level of Avdalas, but if we knew how good he was, you know, I think that there would be a little more national media favorability going into the season for PC. Now, it hasn't worked out 100% so far, but I think that this team is very good. I think they're going to be very good, and I'm hoping, like I said, one loss going into Florida. I think that's feasible.
But basketball is a game of inches, and if Vax's 3 goes in, we are all on freaking.
I know.
We're on the moon right now, pumping up how great this team is, and it was just by this much. It was such a good. It was a good. I mean, he was falling away a little bit, but it was so close. It was basically in and out. I don't know how the ball didn't go in, but you know, if that ball goes in, the tune is completely changed nationally. It's completely changed locally, and it's just crazy how, you know, just inches can change the outlook on something like that. Again, it's still early, but it stings, man.
Mm-hmm. So obviously you never want to be in that situation, and it looked like, you know, end of the first half, beginning of the second half, Friars built a, you know, pretty healthy lead. That obviously all got wiped out. I think, you know, Vatek went on like a 12-0 run or something crazy like that late in the second half. The defense has obviously been a concern. What do you guys think is the issue? Because there's obviously a glaring issue. That Vax 3 goes in, maybe it gets hidden up a little bit, but, you know, we're having a different conversation.
Yeah, I think to start, I think it's mostly mental, because honestly, it's just about really guarding the 3. I mean, they're giving up a lot of easy threes, and it's certainly not because of the ability, right? I mean, you look at the guys on this team: Jamir, you know, Vaaks, Corey Floyd, you know, Jason Edwards is a good defender. Jaylin Sellers is a very capable defender. I don't think it's ability, right? It's more of just the mental mistakes they have to stop, and they have to stop leading to open threes.
It's just really frustrating, though, when you know you have a team as athletic as this and a team that likes to run, to not see them kind of go all out and kind of close out on some of these threes. I know I saw one from Vaaks last night, and it was in the second half. I mean, granted, we had a big lead, but this guy was right next to him. I forget where in the game it was, spot up three, and Vaaks kind of just watched it happen, and it was kind of infuriating. So you have to sell out the whole entire game. And I know Kim is pushing that with this team, but you have to want it. I think it's as simple as that. Like, how bad do you want to get stops on D? And not to mention, that's the game Kim wants to play. He wants to get stops so you can run out in transition. So it all starts on the defensive end. This is another thing we talked about a long time ago on this show. So do you want it bad enough? I think it comes down to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think a lot of it is effort. But again, like, you're getting wide open. You're getting, their go-to guard, whoever you're playing so far this season, wide open at the top of the key for a look. You got 4 guys in the paint. You can, 3 guys in the paint, 2 guys in the corners. Point guard's butt naked open at the top of the key. So it's a lot of rotations, communication. But obviously it boils down to effort. You need a dog on the defensive end. And it seems like some guys are taking possessions off. That's one thing that you can change mid-season. Like, there's certain things you can't, and it's just like, okay, this is what we're living with. But effort's got to show up every day. 40 minutes, you need effort. I don't want to call it laziness, but it's definitely an effort thing. And look, you put a hand in the guy's face, 50% of the shots that they've taken, your opponents have taken so far this season, different story. You're winning a lot more of these possessions, but they're literally, like I said, butt naked open, top of the key, on the elbow. It's frustrating as a fan watching a sharpshooter be wide open.
And you worry about a really good team that will come in and shoot lights out in the first half because we're not really selling out on D. And the next thing you know, the deficit's too much to come back from. And it's going to feel like maybe in the Big East slate, we're swimming upstream all season. You just don't want that, so you have to come out early and often and just play just hard-nosed, tough Big East defense. And there's plenty of time to figure that out.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's a major concern, right, as the season develops. And then, looking further than that, after the Big East, say you get matched up with just a team of snipers. It's like, you might be a better team, but you can get taken down so easily if you're not, guarding the three against a team that just can shoot really, really well. Like, imagine if this team played the 2022 South Dakota Jackrabbits, right? Like, I mean, that we probably would have lost in the first round. Like that, it's just a different style. Obviously, I'm not comparing, Cooley to Kim, totally different coaches, style of play. But you never know, man. Guarding the three is so important, especially in this day and age. Everyone wants to shoot. Everyone wants to play fast. Everyone wants to, chuck it. So you gotta go to the three. And I think laziness is probably the best word for it, although that's maybe a little harsh 3 games into the season. These guys are all capable defenders. You watch Jamir Jones play defense, and it's awesome. I love watching him play defense. And then all of a sudden, he'll leave a guy wide open from a missed assignment, and it's a knockdown 3 every time. So you got to fix that.
And I worry sometimes that, I hope this isn't the case, but they say, "Oh, well, we put up 100 points almost every night, so we'll make it up on the offensive end." I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, we said that's the team that Kim wants to run, and that's fast break and transition. You can't do that unless you're getting stops. They've been okay in the half court. I want to see guys get more touches. I want to see the ball get around the wing a little bit more in some of those half court sets. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. But I also think that has to do with some of these rotations. Guys are running out, and he's still trying to figure out who his best 6-7 guys are.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather be inept offensively or defensively? Because like these past two Friars teams are completely opposites. Like last year, we couldn't find a good shot. We couldn't score at all. And I'm not saying our defense was like fantastic last year, but like we're in some rock fights. This year, we can't miss. I mean, 100 points per game, but we can't stop a nosebleed. So what would you prefer?
I would prefer a team that can shoot the lights out. It's just more fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's definitely a roller coaster of emotions because, dude, the last 10, 15 years we're used to, give the little hard hat a knock, a little blue collar, tough basketball. And this year, not that it's not tough by any means, because I think we do have some genuine dogs, for lack of a better term. But it is not what we're used to. Like seeing, like the Friars put up 100 the last two games. That is by far, like, not the last time we're going to see that this year. That's going to happen very frequently because of the pace they're playing with, because of the speed they're playing with. Like you said, Mike, probably way more fun to watch. But I think we've grown accustomed to the toughness and defense. And now that we're not seeing that this season, it's like, all right, well, the hell happened? Like, where'd all the defense go? So I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I'd rather see insane offense.
Alabama, man. Look at Alabama last year. I mean, that offense and like the sky really is the limit with this offense. Like I think that's what people maybe haven't caught on to yet is okay, the defense is bad and sure they lost a game to Virginia Tech. Okay. But this offense, I don't even think is really fully clicking on all cylinders yet. And they're still putting up 100 points per game relatively easily. Like last night, we had Pinnis play minutes, we had Jack Williams play minutes, and we had Harrell play a lot of minutes. I mean, Harrell got 7 points, 10 points. I mean, he had two threes or three threes?
He had 7 points, 8 points. Sorry, 7 points on 8 minutes.
Okay.
For Harrell.
So you look at it, and it's like they put up over 100 points, and they had some walk-ons in, like some walk-ons. And I get it's Penn, whatever, but Fran McCaffrey's a hell of a coach. And that Penn team, they're you can tell they are well coached. They don't make a ton of mistakes. We blew their doors off offensively, and this is game 3. They're going to get better. So
I think Alabama is a good comparison because you see Nate Oates kind of doing it at the highest level. They were in the Final Four 2 years ago, perennially a top 25 team at this point. If the Friars can get average defense, if you tell me we fast forward to March and you tell me the Friars have a top 150 defense in the country, perfect. Then that's a tournament team because the offense is that good. You need average defense. That is literally the bar could not be lower. You need average defense and the offense will do the work. I think that's what Kim wants to do, but it just doesn't feel like we've seen that.
And as a team, we're shooting 50% from the field on the season. It's a great number to see. I know Oswin's perfect 9 for 9 is helping that out, but to see a team shooting 50% from the field is awesome. And then from 3 on the season, we're shooting 35%. Some room for improvement there, but guys are still shooting the 3 really well, especially Vaaks. Like he's just water. Like,
Another thing that we're not used to seeing, you'd mentioned Oswin and his efficiency. Another thing we're not used to seeing as Friar fans that we're seeing this year. How do we feel about the free throws? The Friars only missed 2 free throws last night. And I think I looked over to Mike at Mohegan last weekend and being like, I don't want to jinx anything, but I think we've hit like 14 free throws in a row.
I meant to mention that as well. They're shooting. Sorry, Leb. They're shooting 84% from the free throw line.
Old spaghetti legs.
Right.
Yeah, spaghetti legs, exactly. And not to mention, Vaaks is 13 for 13 from the free throw line. He hasn't missed a free throw yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, the talent, like, all the way through. I think free throws is a major indicator. 3-point shooting is a major indicator, but it's like, man, just watching Vaaks and Jason Edwards, I feel like kind of have this quiet competition on the floor for who's like the most talented offensive player on the team. I mean, we're incredibly lucky to have that. Like, I hope that there's no bad blood there, obviously. I think one, they both kind of want to be the guy on offense. But then you have Jaylin Sellers, who, like, realistically probably has been their best offensive player the past 2 games, like the whole package wise, right? I mean, he can dribble with efficiency, he can pass, he can get to the rim, he can shoot. I mean, he's a freak athlete. He would have had a breakaway dunk in the Tech game that probably would have, like, not sealed the deal, but it would have been like,
I think it would have made it a 5-point game with like 30 seconds left. That was dagger material. That was Devin Carter jump a passing lane potential right there.
I know. That was the dagger, man. It really felt like it was, and the ref got in the way. Fucking shame.
And yeah, right. That was the same play where Kim picked up the referee, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you watch the replay back, the way that ball was rolling, from my angle, it looked like it was just rolling towards the bench. They showed an angle from Virginia Tech's sideline bench area over there, and that ball was just rolling parallel with the sideline. Like, Sellers had more than enough room to get to that ball.
Easily.
Definitely.
Like, that's what's frustrating to me. But yeah, free throws, man. Very happy about the free throws.
Because, like I said, we've just had nightmares with the free throws since as long as I can remember. I remember back in the Jonathan Colley, Jeff McDermott days, it was just like no chance at the free throw line. And to see a team shooting 84% right now, Edwards is 14 for 16, Vaaks 13 for 13. I love it.
And
that's great.
What I think is the most, I was taught this when I was like 12 playing basketball. What I think is the most like elementary aspect to basketball is attack the paint, get the big man in foul trouble, because if you got to pull the big man because he's in foul trouble, that opens up the paint for easy layups. Now that we have a team that can hit free throws, I want to see this team penetrate. Obviously, you got shooters. I would love to see this team start getting aggressive and penetrating the paint, because if you go to the line, it's damn near a shoo-in for 2 points. And then obviously you get the cherry on top of, an extra foul for the big man. So, like,
great point.
You're going up against a Zuby Ejiofor or an Owen Freeman or a Terrace Reed. Attack the shit out of that paint, because on the other side is 2 free throws and an extra foul. And ideally the paint opens up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Two things there. I do fear that might be a lot of people's game plan for us, and that's attack Oswin and hopefully get him in foul trouble. So that could be a little scary.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the last 2 games, Kim has checked Cole Hargrove in the first like 3 to 5 minutes for Oswin, which is interesting. And I don't know if it's an Oswin conditioning thing or limiting the time that Oswin is in foul trouble. But Cole Hargrove is almost always the first one off the bench. And it's like Oswin has fresh legs 3-4 minutes. Kim subs him out. He's got no fouls. And then all of a sudden, you're close to the 10-minute mark in the first half, and Oswin still has 5 fouls to go. So I think it's an interesting strategy. I've noticed Cole Hargrove, although, if Vaaks is coming off the bench, Cole Hargrove is not the most talented player to come off the bench. But strategically putting Hargrove in early to prolong the good Oswin minutes.
Yeah, Oswin is good lately, the past 2 games, at not fouling, especially when he's fresh. So he gives up some easy ones when he's kind of tired, right? It's the same kind of thing of getting beat and then you commit a foul. The Eli Delorier mind virus, right? So you can't get Oswin too tired. So managing that is important. And it doesn't matter who's coming in for Oswin. I mean, it's nice to have, a good player come in. And I still have faith in Cole Hargrove. But honestly, just getting him off the floor is going to save this team a lot.
And the next guy up, if, Hargrove were to get in foul trouble as well, or he just wasn't putting in good minutes would be Duncan Powell. Do we know the extent of this injury?
I don't know.
I'm hearing him and Daquan Davis may be available for Colorado. I don't think it's anything long term to be concerned about. I don't know if Davis's injury was disclosed, but Powell obviously wrist injury. Apparently he was playing the Virginia Tech game a little banged up. But it doesn't sound like right now anything long term to be concerned about. But how about Mila? How about Ryan Mila?
Oh,
Yeah.
He was great.
What a start.
He was awesome. And he was getting to the basket at will, too. He'll
Mhm.
finish anything down there. He's tough.
I know. I was saying this on the ride home. It's like watching Ryan Mila is so intriguing because you know what he's gonna do, and it's like you still can't stop it, and it's nothing flashy. It's nothing uber athletic. He's not like handling the ball exceptionally well. He's just going downhill with his head down, and he's just getting to the hoop, and he's either going left-handed layup or reverse right-handed layup or right-handed layup. That's it.
Mhm.
And he's like so efficient. And I love watching Ryan Mila when he's on. Obviously, the one knock I would say is dribbling in traffic has been a problem with this team. Ryan Mila has had a little bit of an issue with it. And Jason Edwards, man, like this kid, he if he's going to put it on the deck right now, at least, he's got to make sure that it's in a good spot because he's lost the ball too many times putting it on the deck in traffic.
Yeah, the one move from Mela, and it happened a good amount in the Mohegan game. It'll be like kind of dribble into traffic, and then he'll try to kind of like turn around in the lane, and guys are kind of just ready for it to swipe. The ball is just right there. It's an easy swipe. So yeah, like you said, Leb, a couple of these guys, Edwards, Mela, dribbling in traffic. You got to be tough with the ball. You got to secure the ball like a running back, man. Just get in there, and be careful because teams are game planning for that. Because people are seeing that, this is happening often with these guys, especially Mela with that dribble drive, and I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of trying to turn around in the lane type thing.
Yeah. A little spin move.
Yeah, it's like a back down, turn around, spin move type thing.
Yeah.
And he's good at it, but if you anticipate it, it's
Right.
easy pickings. So, he's got to be tough with the ball, like you said, like a running back.
But 18 and 12, you look at Ryan, like you don't think of Ryan Mila as like this physically imposing low post guy, but he came away with 12 boards. Like there's a Dennis Rodman interview where he talked about how rebounding is an art, and some people just have a knack for knowing where that ball is going to go once it hits off the rim. And I think Ryan Mila is living proof of that because he is everywhere. Like he was right place, right time when that ball goes up. 12 boards. That's insane. I mean, Also, side note, he had 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists. So he was 6 assists from messing around and getting a triple-double the other day, which is unreal.
And he had a couple of nice threes towards the end there.
Looked good.
Definitely. Yeah, he's positionless. I mean, you can put him anywhere, and I like Ryan Mila on this team. Ryan Mila, Corey Floyd. If you want to play this inside-outside game that Kim wants to play, these guys are incredibly valuable. Drive and kick. If you got the drive, take it. It's like running the option in football, right? You can hand it off, you can throw it, you can pass it. When you successfully drive, you become such a threat, to kick it, put it in, or maybe try to work it down to Oswald. So keep driving the hoop. The hoop.
Can you guys guess who does have the most turnovers on the team right now?
Most?
Yeah, it's 7.
In the whole year? 7?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's not bad. I mean, that's pretty good.
No.
Is it Jaden Pierre? Somehow he'll have the most.
Probably Edwards.
I'd probably say Edwards.
No, he only has 4.
Okay.
Wow. Is it a big man?
No, Vaaks has 6. Osman has 6.
Then I would say it's either Floyd or Sellers.
It's actually Mela.
Oh, it's Mila.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean,
That would have been
goes
one of
back-
my last guesses.
I think he had a lot during against Virginia Tech. He would kind of do that dribble drive, and then he was telegraphing that. So if he's going to do that, it's got to be a little bit different.
But he also is tied for the lead in steals on the team with 4. Him and Floyd both have 4 steals. So he is playing good, hard-nosed defense.
The V word, man. Value, value, value. You might not be the flashiest. You might not be the most talented. But my God, if you can get turnovers, get rebounds, get to the hoop, play defense, I mean, you are incredibly valuable as a Big East basketball player. Period.
Leb, you had mentioned maybe not conflict, but your concerns about Edwards and Vaaks on the court at the same time. Are there any rotations or like lineups that you guys have seen that you're like, I need that lineup more, like inject that into my veins halfway through the second half?
Yeah, I mean, personally, like I love Edwards. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player. I think he's one of the more talented offensive players that we've seen come through here. But I think the emergence of Vaaks has given Edwards the opportunity to, and I mean this in a positive way, but do less. Like he can be more efficient and he can get his shot more because the offense doesn't need to rely on him as much. So, like I think maybe even trying him as like a little bit of a spark plug. I don't think he would ever go for that, as like a sixth man type. Even though, I mean, who starts and who comes off the bench, in my opinion, is irrelevant. But I mean, this kid is like, if he goes up against your second unit, he is such a good scorer that if he's getting his shot, I really think that's probably his best outlook as an offensive player.
I also think he seems better off ball. Like you've seen a couple times now, his catch and shoot ability is really good. He had a beautiful catch and shoot from the corner last night. And I think Vaaks is more of a create his own type shot kind of guy. So I don't know if there's a world where it's like Vaaks at the 1, Edwards at the 2, Sellers.
I think Vaaks is also a very good catch and shoot threat. I think that still is probably one of his best.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, not necessarily like spotting up, but creating the motion, coming off a ball screen. I love that little pick and pop with Vaaks where he sets a screen and then he just kind of fades like behind the ball, and then you give him the ball, he can take one step and he'll just pull it from NBA range. Like I love that that little kind of set. Also loved to answer your question, Mac. Jamir Jones at the free throw line. Like again, all going back to inside outside. If you want to try to do that inside outside, getting the ball to Jamir at the free throw line and letting him, dictate what he wants to do with the ball, whether it's drive from there or you got two guys on the wings that can be deadly shooters. Jason Edwards and Stefan Vaaks. You hit one of those guys, boom. That's 3 points.
The effect or impact Jamir Jones has when he's on the court, I think, has gone extremely underlooked so far this year. Like, obviously, all this talk about Vaaks. Vaaks is like a God-given, talented scorer. Jason Edwards, natural-born scorer. Jamir Jones is relentless. Like, he does not stop moving when he's on the court. At least every other possession, he's cutting baseline. He's looking for a lob, like you said, Leb, at that free throw line, in and out. He's always moving. I think personally he's our best on-ball defender. And if defense is the issue, you need him on the court. Like, I was begging for Jamir Jones minutes down the stretch against Virginia Tech.
I know.
Because Jaylin Sellers was just getting beat. Like, and that's not a knock on Jaylin Sellers. Avdalas is like we talked about, obvious lottery pick. Jamir Jones on-ball defense is genuinely all Big East caliber. And like any if you ask me to make like the quintessential lineup for this team, Jamir Jones has to be in it because of what the lack of intensity I've seen on defense so far. Because he is a nut. And he's always moving and doesn't need the ball in his hands to make a difference.
He's a pest.
Mm-hmm.
Pest. I would have loved to see him on Avdalas. Just getting his grill, yelling at him, calling him fucking
calls a little havoc.
Yeah, like this kid, dude, he's like he gives no fucks. He's always, like you said, he's always moving. He's always moving, and he's always fucking talking. He's always, showing his emotions, his expressions. I love Jamir Jones, man. Like that's what you want out of a Big East basketball player. He's like a fuck you, dude. Like, getting your grill. Like I would have loved. He would have shaken up Avdalas. I don't know why he didn't play more in the second half.
That was my biggest concern. Honestly, that was what I was most mad about. I walked out of Mohegan most mad that I think Jamir Jones played 12, 13 minutes.
Yeah, like 13, yeah.
Like, you're getting fried by this Greek demigod, and your best on-ball defender is burning a fucking hole in his seat on the bench the entire second half. That would, like, the Friars are 3-0 if Jamir Jones plays 20 minutes on Saturday.
13 minutes from Jones against Vodtech.
Can't happen. Got to be better. Got to be better.
For a freshman, he's got swagger, man.
Yeah,
like it's like he's already played in the Big East for like 2-3 seasons. Like having that confidence, that goes a long way. And I think him and Vaaks got a good little thing going. And it just shows how good Vaaks is an exceptional passer. That little, they tell you not to throw the ball across court like that, but that little cross court pass to Jones in the corner, baseline slam. I'm like, yeah, I think that'll do.
I'd say that does the trick.
Yeah, I'd say that does the trick.
Yeah, dude, Vaaks does something on the court every single game that I haven't seen at the amp like ever, and it's special to watch, and I'm so glad we get to watch this kid, like, genuinely.
Now you guys are obviously longer tenured Friar fans than myself, for reasons out of my control. However, do we think this is the most talented? Like, have you guys seen a more talented freshman class? And is it too early to even make that claim?
Well, let me just say this. I'll start off by saying this is by far the most impactful freshman class.
Okay. Yep.
Because, you had Dunn, you had Lito, you had Fortune, right? But Dunn got hurt his first year. Lito
never played.
Right, was fucking working at Baja's, serving you bowls. And, Josh Fortune was fine. He was a nice spot-up shooter his freshman year. I liked the minutes he gave. That was probably the most talented class we've ever had. But they weren't impactful at all as freshmen.
No, I don't ever remember seeing this many freshmen come in and be the reason why you're winning games. Vaaks is single-handedly changing games for this team. Mm-hmm. And Jones is single-handedly changing games for this team. It's insane. And then, speaking about freshmen, you got another one coming in, Aiden Durkak. Today was the official signing today. The school announced, and you got another dog coming in. So Kim's really in his bag right now in the high school recruiting trail.
Yeah. There's something, it's obviously a little off topic, but there's just something about Aiden Durkak that the more I watch the tough, gritty, talk shit, I might get flamed for this by Friar fans, but Leb, I think I said this to you before. I think we have our own Cam Spencer on our hands.
Yeah, you said that.
When a guy like that is on your side, it's just you want to run through a wall.
He's the white Jamir Jones.
Yeah.
That's not
always
a crazy
moving
comparison. Yeah, he doesn't shoot the three particularly well, but he gets to the hole and he's got that fuck you attitude. And I love it. I love that Kim recruits these kind of guys, these hard nose, just I can do whatever. Let me show you kind of guys. Love it.
Building an identity.
Exactly. We don't need more, Junior Lamumbas, right? We need more Jamir Jones. That's how you win. That's how you win in March. That's how you know, really like get to a Final Four.
Mhm.
Ed Cooley did so much good for this program. And I'm so glad he was able to revitalize what was left here, by Keno Davis. And we're so grateful for that. And also, fuck him. But
Well said. Well
Ed
said.
Cooley's biggest knock is that, like, despite his success, is he limited a lot of his teams to getting to those next level heights, right? Like one Sweet 16 in all that time with all that success is really disappointing, in my opinion. And this team that we have on our hands, if they get hot in March, they could make it to a Final Four. Obviously, that's way down the line. We got to get there first, got to get to the tournament. But, like, Ed Cooley really ruined a lot of really great, talented offensive players. And that's not going to be the case with Kim, ever.
And where do you stand with that? Because Cooley ran nothing but the flex offense. It was just we feel like we were stuck in the mud constantly with him. They're great on the defensive end, but you're seeing now this is more of an NBA style that they're playing, and a lot of these assistants all have NBA backgrounds. So I think they're pushing a lot more of that, and that's something that we talked about. I haven't been the biggest fan of the style of NBA basketball recently, when it's a lot of ISO ball. You're kind of just heaving it up, and you see spurts of that. And then you'll see him kind of calm it down and then, try to work it around, work it down in the paint. So how do you feel about where this offense is going right now under Kim?
I think it's interesting because obviously you're running, let's just call a spade. Offense gets more eyeballs than defense. And I don't know if it's a long-term play of like, let's get these guys comfortable playing NBA style. And so we can just become like, listen, we're just going to send guys to the league. Because there's very different philosophies in college basketball. You could be a Jay Wright program culture builder, or you could be a John Calipari. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to talk to you in 2 years. You're going to be playing in the NBA. So there's different ways to go about building college programs. And I think the angle Kim and his staff are trying to take right now is like, get guys prepared to play in the NBA because we know we can send this type of talent we're landing to the next level.
Definitely. And honestly, I'll take that. My most important goal for this team is to win. I don't care how they win. I just want them to win. But I think that the best way to win is to attract really good talent. And the best way to attract really good talent is to be able to show a kid like, hey, look what I was able to do with Jamir Jones. Look what I was able to do with Stefan Vaaks. Look what I was able to do with Jaylin Sellers, right? Like, these are guys these are Kim type players. And if they go to the NBA, then that's a really great thing to put on your resume for other kids.
Agreed. Well said. And I completely agree with you on that, because that hasn't really been PC's mantra. Like, that hasn't been, the national vision of what we are. We were always kind of just played the underdog and could probably beat anybody on any given night, but we could probably lose to anybody on any given night. So I think a lot of those narratives are hopefully changing, and you're seeing that with some of the studs that he's bringing in here.
Definitely. Yeah. No, it's exciting, man. It's really, really exciting. I hope they play really well against Colorado. I hope they get a W. The vibes will be really immaculate if they go to Colorado and get a W, which, I'm confident about. And then, we can go back to talking about food and less, less about defense.
Looking at the schedule coming up here, we have Colorado on Friday night, like we said, 9:00 at Colorado, ESPN Plus. Then we come home on November 18th. That's a Tuesday, 7:00. We're back at the AMP against the University of New Hampshire Wildcats. And then we go back to Mohegan again. I'm thinking about that. I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like driving back over there again. I'm like, fuck. But November 22nd, Penn State. We're going to announce something soon, but we need everybody to show up for that game. It's a 4:00 start at Mohegan. And then Thanksgiving, you're flying back out to San Diego, November 27th on Thanksgiving, 5:30. You're playing Wisconsin. So a lot of traveling coming up here between Colorado. You come back home and you got to go all the way back out for Thanksgiving. It might take a toll on these guys, but I think they'll be fine. And this will be a great tournament to play in. We'll be back on Fox Sports 1 for that Wisconsin game. And then I think the championship game against that, which you'll probably play against Florida, that'll be on Big Fox. And if you don't win, you'll play against Jaden Pierre's TCU Horned Frogs.
That'll be interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. Friday's game is on ESPN Plus, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I will be signing up for ESPN Plus when we stop recording.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how many just national college basketball games I'd be missing out on.
I know.
Because of YouTube TV.
I'm getting screwed. I went to go watch like Duke, Texas the other night, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Even Creighton Gonzaga last night. I'm like, all right, this is an awesome game on paper. Big East team, probably FS1. Nope, ESPN.
They got smoked, huh? Creighton?
Yeah, they look terrible. Yeah, you got to bite the bullet, right? If you want to be serious and you want to watch the games and you don't want to just be a box score watcher, right? You got to just bite the bullet and get ESPN Plus, and it's I don't know. So did you watch on Friar TV last night, Mike? Because that's a good point. Yeah. So how was it?
It's great.
All right,
it's great. I was able to stream right on my TV.
Shout out Friar TV then.
Shout out Friar TV. And I just don't want to put them on blast,
Yeah, that's only for home games though, right? I feel like
he has every single game. He's been doing every game for like over 15 years.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Like, he saved my life.
I don't remember the road games.
Oh yeah, he saved my actual life. Because it's not the in arena thing. It's the actual broadcast he's streaming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Patriot. Yeah. If you ever, for anyone that's never gone to that site, it is an encyclopedia. Absolute encyclopedia of just like Friars vault history.
Yeah.
Definitely fun to poke around if you get bored in the middle of the week.
COVID, I was crushing his page. And I would just be like down bad, another day of COVID. And I'm like, I'm going to watch like PC Syracuse from like 1994. And I'd be fine again for like 2 hours.
That's awesome. So we had the Mohegan trip. That was a lot of fun, right?
Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to Infantry Friar. He's a really, really nice guy, and he offered me up one of his extra tickets. We had some ticket confusion before the game, and it ended up being fine. But Infantry Friar immediately was offering up one of his tickets, and I thought that was really nice. So shout out to him. He's a good dude.
Salt of the earth kind of guy.
The man.
Yeah. Shout out Infantry Friar. I was going to dox him, but I won't.
Fair. But hats off. Hats off.
Yeah, hats off. Where'd you guys eat? I ended up getting Chick-fil-A after. I was pretty down bad. I was just kind of moseying around. We met up at Bow and Arrow after, and I was just bitching.
Oh my God. Lev had me on the floor crying at Bow and Arrow.
Oh, the lady.
Crying.
We need to talk about the other side of the Mohegan trip, which was dealing with, the mental illness of folks, dealing with staff, dealing with, like just everything. It was very interesting. First off, at Bow and Arrow, we were standing behind the bar very, very like acceptably. It was only like 4 guys. And the wait, she looked like the manager, right? She was a little older. She asked us to move because the servers were, we were blocking the servers. This is a huge area, by the way.
Couldn't have been more space for folks to move around. We're not assholes. If we knew that the wait staff couldn't get through, I'm gonna move.
Of course, yeah. We're very, very considerate to all people, especially wait staff, because we love food. But this woman, came up and asked us to move. And like, I wasn't being rude. I politely asked her, I said, is this the only bar in the entire world where you can't stand behind it?
Right.
Because like if that is, that's fine. If that's the rule, like we'll leave. That's totally fine. I didn't know this was the only bar in the world that you can't stand behind the bar. And she really just like kind of sighed. And then Mike started crushing her a little bit.
I was me. I was just like, I just said, where do you want us to go, ma'am?
No,
I said,
not
sorry,
me.
but, like,
Yeah, you
you
dropped the ma'am.
I have a beer. We're standing here, just literally 4 or 5 of us, and there couldn't have been more room. I'm like, well, where do you want me to go? There's nowhere for me to go. None of the tables were open. I don't really gamble, so I'm not going to go sit at a slot machine. Like, there's nowhere else for me to go, ma'am. So I said, you know what? Fine, we're going to get out of your hair. Thanks. And I just ended up going to the sports book, and you guys left. So, well, Max hung out, Leb hung out a little bit with me and my dad.
Yeah.
Storm was trying to figure out the Keno on the slot. He couldn't figure it out. I was bitching to Leb about the whole game. So it was just not a great ending, but yeah.
That was, it was so funny because then you said, I'll never buy another drink here for the rest of my life. And she looked like so disappointed. She was like, oh, come on. Like that's, you're like, that's it. I'll literally never buy a drink here for the rest of my life. Like, no problem. If you want me to go, you will never see me again.
Yeah,
like,
I'll be November 22nd. I'll be right back there buying a beer. Like, sorry, ma'am. Like, it was a tough day. Yeah.
You know what?
If we beat Penn State,
if you're a Friar fan and a Patriot, after the Friars win on November 22nd, everyone meet up at Bow and Arrow, and we're all standing behind the bar.
Stand behind the bar and just chant "Let's go Friars" for like an hour straight, not stopping.
Poor lady.
Organized peaceful protest at Bow and Arrow.
Yeah, she fucked with the wrong fan base, that's for sure. But no, I mean the sports book was good. I want to talk a little bit about my drive. So the one issue with Mohegan, right, is obviously it's about an hour away, right? So you got to drive. Then I asked my buddy Dom Pontarelli. He's a very big PC fan. A lot of our listeners know who he is. He lives very close to me in North Providence. So I asked him, hey, come pick me up. I know you got extra room. No problem. He's like, yeah, I'd love to. It'd be great. So how these people have gotten anywhere is a mystery. I don't how they travel. I would have been better off with Lewis and Clark and a compass. This guy won't use. He doesn't know where he's going, but he won't use the GPS. He refuses to use the GPS. Only in desperate situations, at the last minute, when we are like coming up on an exit or a turn, he asks his brother in the back seat to pull up the directions, and is like his brother like is pulling up as fast as possible. But then like he'll forget. We missed maybe like 6 exits. It took us over 2 hours to get home from Mohegan. It took us like.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was horrible. We were in Westerly. Like I was at fucking Taylor Swift's house, and I was looking at. We've been driving for like 45 minutes, and I see how fucking Taylor Swift's house. There it is, boom, and I'm like, we still got like fucking an hour to go. This is incredible. I don't know how they have gotten anywhere at all outside of
that ride home from Mohegan is not the ride to not use a GPS. You switch. There's like 9 different ways you can get home. And not to mention you're changing routes and highways and roads like every 10 minutes. Like that is the ride you're going to want a GPS. My dad's like that sometimes too. And he's like, I can figure it out. And I'm like, I'm not going to allow it. I'm just going to get it up. And as soon as we need to figure out where we're going, I'm going to have it right here. This is what it's meant for.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm so directionally challenged. If you need me to get anywhere within like a half-hour radius of my house, I can get you there. No problem. From, Cranston to East Providence to Newport, whatever. I can get you there in one piece. No need for GPS. If you ask me to go 31 minutes away from my house, I just shut up and do what the fucking robot tells me to do. Tell me, whatever Apple Maps tells me to do. Yes, Siri. We're all good. I'm following your orders. That's it.
Yeah.
Apple's in charge. You
can't treat everywhere like it's somewhere you've been driving your whole life. Like when it's somewhere you don't really go ever, you need the GPS. Like this was like the Italian Lewis and Clark. and they're like, getting mad at each other, and then his girlfriend's yelling at him, calling him a fucking idiot, and it's like, this is they just PC lost, and like,
Oh.
it's just it's so to answer your question, what did I eat? I texted because my girlfriend had the car. I texted her right when I got home. I was like, I just need the fucking bell. You need to pick up the bell.
I need the
And
bell, dude.
I just crushed some Taco Bell. I was like, Taco Bell is like, it's like a panic button. Like I just like, if you're really just feeling shitty about things, like you just hit that button, and
Hit the bell.
It's hashtag the bell, and it just fixes everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I was never a big bell guy, honestly. I appreciate it.
I gotta be in the mood.
Love the
Yeah.
bell.
I said, I had Chick-fil-A, and then we were gonna get Krispy Kreme on the way out, but the line was so long, and it was such
ridiculous.
a long day, and I was just like, "Fuck this, let's just go home."
Yeah, we owe the people some more food content from Mohegan. Next game, we'll concentrate on that. We'll get there a little earlier. I will be driving myself for the Penn State game, and we'll get there a little earlier. Maybe do a little Krispy Kreme action. We were in the sports book, and the sports book was cool because like there was a lot of PC fans. We were talking to a lot of people. We were being very social, but like as the clock started ticking, it was like, all right, you want to get pizza? You want to like go get food, and everyone was like, yeah, but then like no one kind of went.
Nobody wanted to leave, and they have the happy hour up until 5 o'clock, so the beers are like $4 Mick Ultra drafts.
Yeah,
up until like 5 o'clock. I'm like, I can't leave this.
Yeah. $4 beers. I know you gotta love that. That was nice. I only had one beer myself, but it was very nice. It was very good. Sportsbook's awesome, man. St. John's game was on. People were a lot of PC fans rooting for St. John's, which I understand. You want it for the conference, but I can't do it.
I will root for, honestly, as much as I don't want to see St. John's succeed, I'll root for them because they're in the Big East. But that specific day, they're going up against Alabama. There wasn't a snowball's chance in Haiti. I was rooting for St. John's. I was smoking the Bryce Hopkins pack all afternoon. And that was I'm 1-0. 1-1 on hate watches this year. Obviously, Georgetown beat Maryland. So 1-1 hate watching this season.
Maryland is fucking dog shit. If anyone watched that game and said Georgetown is a really good team because they beat Maryland, I will give you my home address and you can come here and say it to my fucking face because you are an idiot. Georgetown, I'm not saying they're a bad team. I think they're okay, but Maryland might be the worst Power 5 team in the history of the sport. This is a team that could not get the ball in the hoop at all. Like at all. It was a nightmare. It was actually horrible to watch. It was horrible to watch.
They can't be as bad as BC.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They just lost at Central Connecticut last night.
Connecticut, I will say, one of the elite low major programs in college basketball.
Yeah.
Central Connecticut's legit, but obviously versus an ACC team, that's a buy game. You're paying Central Connecticut to come play.
They had something up. I think it was like Barstool BC, and it was like a Fire Earl graphic, and it had like his worst losses. Hold on, let me find this. It was some just some really bad losses. And my legit best friend in the whole entire world went to BC, and he's a huge BC fan. I feel so bad. Like between football and hoops, like this poor kid loves Boston College sports, and there's nothing for him to root for. So these are the worst losses of the Earl Grant era. Last night you lost 60-59 against Central Connecticut. Last year you lost 88-83 against Dartmouth. 2021 you lost 61-57 against Albany. November of 22 you lost 69-64 against Maine, and then you lost in 2022 against UNH 74-71.
Yeah, that's brutal, man. The Boston College athletic department is truly just doomed. Like it's just doom and despair. I was even on Twitter earlier today, and someone posted the ACC women's college basketball like power rankings, of like who's good, and I was like, all right, like let's see, like where's BC at? Like we got to throw them a bone. Like they got to be like Nope, last. Like their women's team is like last in ACC. Their men's team is last in ACC. Their football program is in absolute shambles. Like, I mean, this is a good school. You know, they deserve better than this.
They do. They do. And I've been to a lot of football games. I always wanted, it's not make or breaking me if the football team wins or loses. Like I said, like my best friend goes there. We've been going to games forever because I would always go up and visit him at BC. We would always go to the games and have a good time.
Mhm.
Providence doesn't have a football team. So you want to see him do good. I like Bill O'Brien, but this is horrible. It's embarrassing. They can't even get anyone to go to the games anymore. I don't know how much longer it's going to take for them to get out of this hole.
I know.
Absolute joke of a program. Also, Bill O'Brien will forever be on my Mount Rushmore of hated sports figures. Not because he did anything bad, but because he couldn't win a national championship with Bryce Young and Jameer Gibbs. That is
fair.
That is malpractice, not being able to win a national championship with that team.
Fair.
I think he's a little overrated. You know, take any offensive coordinator that has had success with the New England Patriots during the Tom Brady era, you know, with a grain of salt, in my opinion. Like, how hard of a job is that truly? Like, you know, this might sound like an elementary take, but like, you got Tom Brady, son. I mean, I feel like I could do the job if I had Tom Brady in his prime.
Yes, but McDaniels is having a great year this year.
No, he is. Oh, no.
You got to tip your cap to McDaniels this year.
He is. And he's like had success, well, some success elsewhere, I guess. Yeah, probably not. Bill O'Brien, has he head coach? He was Texans head coach, right, for a little while. Has he been a head coach in the NFL anywhere else besides Texans?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
McDaniels has given it a try a couple times, you know.
And that's why it sucked when we lost to fucking BC in that NIT game and Carter wasn't playing. And there was like the biggest win that they've had in like years. And they were like ripping us on Twitter. I'm like, two of our best players didn't play. Like, this, what are we talking about?
Oh, I know, dude. That was so ridiculous.
Insane.
Devin and Rich Barron didn't play that game, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe it was Pierre. No, because Pierre had a really good game that game.
No, Pierre played. He played well. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Barron.
Brutal.
Unreal.
Yeah, that was horrible. And they danced on that for a whole
that
summer.
was huge.
A whole summer they threw that in our face that they beat a Devin Carterless PC team, like in the NIT.
Crazy. They don't have much, so I mean, that was big. That was big for them.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have to fire that Earl Grant. I don't know how much longer he could last. Can't keep losing these buy-in games. I mean, what are you doing?
Isn't that a T?
Earl Grey?
Yeah, Earl Grey tea. Are you sure that's his name?
Right. Mike's saying Earl Grant.
Earl Grant.
I thought you said Gray. I thought you said Gray.
Yeah,
No. Earl Grant. Yeah, no, I'm not saying Earl Grey tea. No. Sipping Earl Grey tea after this, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Edible
I actually just dabbled with tea for the first time in a while last night. I wasn't feeling great, and I had some peppermint. I had some peppermint tea, and it was nice. I think I'm gonna have some after this too. Actually, so maybe on the tea grind.
I'm a big decaf green tea with lemon guy. Love it. Shout out tea.
Yeah.
What else is going on? We got anything else?
I don't know. I missed the game, so I don't have any food to talk about from the other day. Chick-fil-A.
I did
really hang my hat on.
Yeah, I did go back to coal-fired. Yep.
Nice.
For my girlfriend's request, actually. She wanted to go. So we went there.
Mike, I genuinely thought of you yesterday. Veterans Day I had off. Went to Cornerstone Bakery in Swansea.
Oh.
A lot of Portuguese-inspired food.
Sure.
Portuguese steak and eggs.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Thin little sirloin,
Yep.
little bell pepper, some garlic, and some eggs. Oh my, Mike.
Some potatoes.
Oh, on.
Get the little
Mike.
yolk. Break the yolk.
And fantastic. Very good. Steak and
then
eggs, most underrated breakfast food.
Next time you go, you'll have to get a little like dessert after. You'll have to get the mal de saldas. It's like a Portuguese fried dough, basically.
Oh yeah, they do. The Portuguese church right up the street from here. They do.
Sure.
They have like a big malasada sale every like
good
summer.
stuff.
And like, dude, my grandparents will go and buy just like bags of that shit.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
so good.
Or some masa, some sweetbread, Portuguese sweetbread.
Yep.
Put some butter on it. That's good in the morning. Have with a cup of mud.
A little bit of mud.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, no, Portuguese steak. I was like, I got to bring that to the pod. It was fantastic. Cornerstone in Swansea.
Swansea, okay. Like that.
I love it. I'm a big Portuguese food guy. There used to be a great Portuguese restaurant near my house growing up. The paella, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
Loved it.
A lot of good spots in Fall River if you like Portuguese food.
Oh yeah. There's a great spot in East Providence. I'm looking it up right now. I gotta find this place is out. Oh, Odinez. Place is outstanding. East Providence. Anyone in the Providence area? Highly, highly recommend.
I'm not that versed in Portuguese food. I love shadis. I grew up from 2 seconds from a Portuguese American club, and they had a feast every year. I used to go down and get the shadis,
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, haven't really had too much. No, like little paella, Portuguese paella, but not
Maybe we'll
really.
have to go to Odinez. A lot of seafood, some mackerel, maybe some tatis. The steaks, the meat, the paellas. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of flavor in the food.
Malasadas will change your life. It's like a doughboy, but like on crack. And I don't know what the difference is, but there is a difference. There's a keen difference.
Yeah, because it's more like just straight up like sugary. When the fried dough, you're doing like the powdered sugar.
Okay.
So it's, if you had them side by side, you could tell the difference. But I would prefer the malasal dish.
For sure.
Give me your top 3 cuisines ranked. Like,
That's tough.
Like nationalities of food?
Yeah, like Indian, Italian, Mexican, Chinese, Like, for me, my number 1's Mexican. And
I love
then
Mexican.
2, I'd go Italian.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, I'd go.
I would say the same as you, but I think my third would be Greek. I love some good Greek food.
Yeah, Greek food's fucking good, man. Greek food.
So
is awesome.
what I was going to say is I would probably have the same 2. Mexican, Italian, maybe Italian first and then Mexican. But did I mention on the pod the gyro I had the Hollow Weekend?
You
gyro
did. You talked about
at like 3 a.m. from that place on Thayer. Gas. Now I'm awake. Now I'm aware of the Greek food movement, and I love it. So
good. It's fresh.
It's definitely fighting for that third spot.
Yeah. That's a loaded question. That's tough because, like we just said, we love the Portuguese food. I love Chinese food.
Yeah,
like
Chinese is up there. Indian. I don't know if you guys have had Indian food. I love Indian food. I can't put it in my top 3 because I only like I haven't tried enough of it, like of a variety of it. But dude, you get a good fucking chicken tikka or chicken vindaloo or something like that, just knocks your socks clean off.
Yeah.
Now, are we qualifying? Obviously, like hibachi under Japanese. And that obviously parlays with like a sushi. So Japanese could be up there. I'm not a big Chinese food guy, but I think Japanese is at least, it's got a seat at the table in the conversation,
Oh yeah.
Not a big Chinese food guy, huh? That's interesting.
I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is.
So like orange chicken with some fried rice doesn't do it for you?
I like orange chicken. It just doesn't get me up in the morning, Like you give me a great Italian. Listen, okay, peak for peak. Italian mogs, Mexican mogs, Greek mogs, Japanese mogs. Like,
But if
Peak
you're like,
Chinese,
if you're
yeah,
if,
peak for
if
peak,
you're
Chinese doesn't do it.
if you're wicked hungry, right, and you pull up to the Kowloon and you just do a crazy order, a bunch of the fellas are there. We're ordering the saugus wings, the goons, the fucking pork fried rice, the beef teriyaki little poo-poo platter, and it's all just sitting there in front of you. Bunch of duck sauce ready to dunk it. I don't know, man. It's
Yeah.
special.
No, that is special.
Fair-
Maybe a little
fair point.
little scorpion bowl piece, you know.
Sure. Mai Tai.
Yeah, Mai Tai. Yeah, the Mai Tais are phenomenal. Asia Grill. Shout out Asia Grill. Makes a great Mai Tai.
I think we already talked about it, but like no one really does Chinese like the Northeast does.
No,
Really
definitely
anywhere. I think we've already talked about that. But
No.
I've talked to kids from, down south, or this one kid we worked with. He came to Kowloon with us. He's actually the one who, shout out Corey, the one who made this, the graphics for us for Divine Providence. You're looking at if you're watching YouTube. He's from Georgia, and we took him to Kowloon, and he's just like, "You guys have Chinese on just like a regular Wednesday in June?" I was like, "Yeah, dude." He's just like, "Oh, like we would like maybe have it on like New Year's Eve or Christmas
Yeah.
Eve, maybe." And I'm like, "No, dude, this is a year-round thing, dude."
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, we have, and that's why we have like no Panda Express around here. Because
Right.
when I lived in California,
Mm.
there was a Panda Express like on every fucking like block,
Yep.
but they can't survive here. And that's the thing. It's like they'll get Panda out there, right? But there's like no Chinese places. And the one time we got Chinese food was on New Year's, and it was like so shitty, dude. It was hard. It was absolutely hard.
Yeah. I don't know why it was always a New Year's thing.
Good question. I don't know how that tradition started, but yeah, we used to do that. My dad would be gone for like 3 hours getting the fucking Chinese food.
Oh, it was always you get an
Waiting.
order in the morning. You got to get
Yep.
there. You're battling. Like they're working their ass off all day, all night, New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah. And a couple times, like, my dad, he would go there, he would get fucking baked on the way over, and then someone would like take his food and like, they'd have to remake it, and someone would take it again and but he would just, just be chilling there, just fucking baked. No one gives it. We're starving at home. Where is this guy? Just baked. Yeah. I love Chinese food, man. Big Chinese food guy.
Yeah, Italian's my go. Italian's got to be one of one. Can't beat it.
Mexican is what if you get low quality Mexican food, cheap Mexican food, or if you get like expensive high end Mexican food, it's good no matter what.
Yeah.
Fair.
Always good, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
Can't
good.
go
Yeah,
wrong with
it's like
taco.
authentic. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll be eating up coming soon while we're watching PC Wisconsin little Thanksgiving meal. So that's coming up.
Yeah, we'll have to do a whole like Thanksgiving preview before the MTE.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have to
Food
that for
Thanksgiving food rankings, side rankings.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Yeah. We'll save that. I got a lot to say there. A lot.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Lebby takes.
I do too, honestly. And I'm not a picky eater, but there's a few things in the Thanksgiving food world where I just like nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cranberry sauce being one of them. We just do it now.
That's exactly what my mind went to.
Yeah,
We're
dude,
gonna stay with it, though.
There's some people in my life that are really obsessed with cranberry sauce. I can't get behind it.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm excited about Friday and see where the rest of the season's going. I'm feeling good. A couple crash outs, but that's expected with me. But overall, you gotta love what you see.
Yeah. If you're down on this team and you're listening, don't be down on it. This is a really, really good basketball team. I think they just got to figure out the defense. I think they got to, play as a team a little bit more. And I think that they're going to have a lot of success.
Yeah, I think. Ooh, sorry, nice little burp right there. I think you take care of Colorado, a team that clearly doesn't play great defense and wants to play the same brand of basketball you want to play. You take care of Colorado. You're 3-1 with a power conference win on the road under your belt. Just let's take care of Colorado and watch. If you have any doubts about this team, watch how the narrative changes come Saturday.
Well said.
Because a win Friday would be huge.
Well said. All right. That might just do it.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thank
Go
you all.
Friars.
Yep. Go Friars.
Friars.
Peace.
Love y'all.